Trump's new tax laws are quietly letting tech employees keep up to $40,000 from being taxed. But there's a catch, a built-in blunder that can actually raise your taxes to 48%. As an advisor to 8-figure tech execs, I've researched the new tax law and will show you what the tax blunder is that's costing people 48% on taxes, how you can avoid it and ultimately shield up to $40,000 from being taxed, and a bonus in the new tax law that could save an additional $6,000 in taxes each year. To start, let me show you how the new tax law is giving tech employees a massive tax break and where the blunder could wipe those savings out. This blue water represents your tax deduction. New tax law has increased this deduction by 4x. This is a huge win and will help an estimated 20 million people cut their taxes this year. But as part of the new tax law, they added a blunder. As you pour more water in, the blue deduction fades. Keep pouring and the color almost disappears. The benefit you started with gets weaker and weaker until it's nearly gone. So what does this mean for you? The new tax law has increased the state and local tax deduction, also known as the SALT deduction, from $10,000 to as much as $40,000. That's a huge benefit, especially for tech employees in high tax states like California and Texas with its property tax. But here's the hidden blunder. If your income is too high, the deduction starts to shrink. The more you make, the more of that $40,000 benefit disappears until it can fade all the way back down to $10,000. And it gets even worse. For every extra dollar you earn in this income zone, not only is that dollar that you earned being taxed, but an additional 30 cents of your deduction is taken away, which also becomes taxable. That means that you're effectively paying tax on $1.30 for every dollar you earn. In plain English, this means every extra dollar you make in this range, you're getting taxed on more than what you actually earned. That's a tax double whammy. If you're in the 37% tax bracket, that turns into a 48% tax hit, and that's before state taxes. If you were to include California's tax rate, that could mean your marginal tax rate could be as high as 61%. So how can you avoid this blunder and ideally keep your whole $40,000 discount? First, you need to know where you are financially in relation to that phase out. Look up the SALT deduction limits for the year you're considering. If you're close to it or even within the phase out zone, careful planning is critical to help you avoid extra taxes. Usually there are many different levers you can pull to adjust your income for the year, allowing you to sit just below the phase out and get the full $40,000 deduction. For instance, if you're considering exercising stock options, Roth conversions, or selling stock, that can increase your income, so you might consider holding off until next year. Or you could consider contributing more to a retirement account and lowering your income that way. I highly recommend that you work with a tax planner to strategize around these levers that you have available to you. Together, you'll be able to come up with a plan that works best for your situation. This increased deduction only lasts for a few more years, so you need to take advantage soon. Next, I'm going to show you a new tax law that can help save you an additional $6,000 per year from being taxed. My wife and I thought we were winning at taxes by maxing out our Roth IRAs every year, but then we discovered an even better account for tax savings. And while we still fund our Roths, we've started stashing tens of thousands of dollars into this account as well because the tax savings are so powerful. So let me show you what this account is and how it can help you save on taxes. The account is called an HSA or a health savings account. It's one of the most powerful tax shelters available. And the new tax law just made it easier for more people to qualify for one by expanding access to who can participate. Here's why it can beat Roth IRAs. It gives you 4 tax benefits, not just the 2 that you would find with a Roth IRA. 1, employer contributions avoid the FICA tax, which is payroll tax for Social Security and Medicare, also known as FICA tax. 2, your own contributions create a tax deduction which lowers your taxable income. 3, your investments grow tax-free. And lastly, withdrawals are tax-free for qualified medical expenses like doctor's visits, prescriptions, and more. And even if you use it later for non-medical expenses, it still acts a lot like a traditional IRA. You pay ordinary income taxes, but often at lower retirement brackets. There was a bit of a blunder as Congress doubled the contribution limit only to be shot down last minute by the Senate. But You can still save some serious money. So let's put some numbers to it. The family contribution for those filing jointly at the top tax brackets can save over $3,000 just in income taxes for that year. Add in tax-free growth and tax-free withdrawals, and the annual benefit can easily exceed $6,000 per year. This is a big deal for tech employees because many startup health plans used to be too restrictive to qualify. Now those leaner startups with bronze or catastrophic plans not only keep premiums lower, but they also unlock access to HSA tax savings. But even though you now know the 48% phase-out tax blunder, how to avoid it, and how to take advantage of the HSA expanded eligibility, please don't make this very common mistake. You can easily lose all of your tax benefits and destroy your finances if you put taxes as a top priority, which I see people doing often. Optimizing for taxes is like putting the cart before the horse. Let me show you the 3 exact things that you need to optimize before you even consider taxes in this video. Click here to watch more.